Finding some parts in the text.
You take one. Does everybody have one? I got two.
When you need that, hold on to
They
that.
already have some. Well, then pass it to them.
Thank you. Wait to set it down next to you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, what? Okay, you're just going to use the one clipboard right now. So on the front, let's talk about, as we go into nonfiction text, I want you to pay attention to the front of the article. And let's talk about, we bring into reading nonfiction text our prior knowledge. So right at the front it says, "That's cold. What is so different about Barrow, Alaska?" Barrow, Alaska. So what do we know about Alaska? What is your prior knowledge about Alaska, Maura?
It's cold.
It's cold there. What else do you know about Alaska, Isabel? Okay, so not many plants can survive that intense cold. What else might you know about Alaska, prior knowledge? It's one of the states in the United States. It's one of the 50 states in the United States. Alaska, yes, Miss Maura? Okay, there's an Arctic Ocean that surrounds Alaska. Now I want you to look at the top of the text. And right at the top it defines main idea. The main ideas are the most important ideas in a text. And we're going to just look through our article before we read through it. So our title is "That's Cold," and it talks about what is so different about Barrow, Alaska. You'll notice that nonfiction text feature below is a map, Eli. And if you turn the page, on page 33, they have, "During winter in Barrow, the ground and the sea are frozen." That's where you can't see the picture very well. That's why when you came in today from lunch, I had a picture up on the screen to show you what it looks like. How cold it looks there, how frozen everything looks, so that you can see, because we'll be talking about that. And we know we use these nonfiction text features to better understand the information in the text. So that first paragraph is going to give us facts about the weather in Barrow, Alaska. And the next two paragraphs are going to tell facts about the plants and winter in Barrow. And the last paragraph is going to tell us what summer is like in Barrow. Now, the main idea, going back to the main idea, it's supported by details that tell how, what, when, where, why, how much, and how many. It gives you all that supporting information. Sometimes you'll find it at the beginning, middle, and end of the text. So let's read this together. I'll read it out loud. You follow along with. It says, "Barrow, Alaska is one of the coldest places in the United States. This town is on the shore of the icy cold Arctic Ocean. The only time the sea is not frozen is in the summer. In Barrow, the temperature is below freezing 324 days of the year." A good prior knowledge right now is to know that there are 365 days in a year. And of those 365 days in a year, 324 of them in Barrow, Alaska, are below freezing, less than 32 degrees. Pretty cold place. Few plants can grow in the cold Arctic climate of Barrow. You will not find tall trees because the ground is frozen most of the year. In winter, very little grass grows. Grasses and wildflowers only grow in summer when the ice melts. Day and night are different in Barrow than they are in most other places. Can you imagine days with no sunlight? For 9 weeks of each year, the sun doesn't rise in Barrow. It is dark even in the daytime. For another 12 weeks, between May and early August, the sun doesn't set. There is daylight all day and all night. That is why some people call this part of the world the land of the midnight sun.
I
The
would.
land of the midnight sun. That would be difficult to live in a place that's dark like that. So friends, I'm gonna have you, ooh, we're not talking yet. We just read this together. I'm gonna have you just turn and talk to your partner about some key details that you noticed in this article. So go ahead and talk with your partner.
Sometimes back in the day, some of the days were really hard because
What's another? Ethan and Eli, have you talked already? All right, friends. Come on up here. Eyes up here, please. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. All right, friends. This is the part where you need the pencil. Because we have been working on determining the main ideas by thinking about what's important. And we're going to look for the main idea sentence in the paragraph or section. So let's look at that first paragraph. Have your pencil ready. Barrow, Alaska is one of the coldest places in the United States. This town is on the shore of the icy, cold Arctic Ocean. The only time the sea is not frozen is in the summer. In Barrow, the temperature is below freezing 324 days of the year. So, I want us to reflect. Look for the main idea sentences in the paragraph or section. Pay attention to the first or last sentence. Think about the information in the beginning, the middle, and the end of the paragraph. I want you to hold your pencil in the air if you know what the main idea of that paragraph is about.
The idea is that they're trying to tell you how old
Okay, so take your pencil, and why do you think, what key details in that first paragraph led you to believe that that is the main idea?
because right in the first sentence it says
Okay, so that first sentence, Barrow, Alaska is one of the coldest places in the United States. You can underline that sentence. Now, what key details in that paragraph support that main idea? Boys, if you have a question, please raise your hand. Liliana and Maggie, is there something I can help you with? She doesn't have a pencil. Liliana, you need to raise your hand if you don't have a pencil. We don't need to interrupt our friend's learning. So, no, you can use the ground. No, you're fine using the ground. So, what key details in that paragraph support that main idea? Peyton?
Well, the first thing is that Barrow, Alaska is one of the coldest places in the United States, and it supports that detail because all the other sentences in there is about this.
Okay, give me a specific example from the other sentences that support that Barrow, Alaska is one of the coldest places in the United States.
In Barrow, the temperature is below freezing 324 days a year.
Okay, so in Barrow, the temperature is below freezing 324 days of the year. You can put a little star next to that sentence. That star indicates this is a key detail that supports the main idea that Alaska is one of the coldest places in the United States.
And the other thing was, I'm reading a book called When We Step in the Land of the Midnight Sun, and there it says that Alaska is called the Land of the Midnight Sun.
So you have a connection with another book. Next paragraph, a few plants can grow in the cold Arctic climate of Barrow. You will not find tall trees because the ground is frozen most of the year. In winter, very little grows. Grasses and wildflowers only grow in summer when the ice melts. What is the main idea of this paragraph? What is the main idea, Grayson?
Not many plants can grow. It's so cold there.
Okay, so few plants. Where are you going? Please sit down. No, sit down, please. I'll get a tissue when we're done. Few plants can grow in the cold. So that is your main idea. Underline that sentence, please. Few plants can grow in the cold Arctic climate. Okay, few plants can grow in the cold Arctic climate. So what key details in that paragraph support the main idea? Support that thinking? What do you think, Isla?
It says here grasses and wildflowers only grow in the summer when the ice melts because it's so cold.
Because it's so cold there, so you can put a star next to that sentence. Is there any other key detail in that paragraph that supports the main idea that few plants can grow in the cold Arctic climate? Glenn?
I noticed one because it says when grass grows. Grasses and wildflowers only grow in the summer when the ice melts. And that's a good question.
And you know, Isabel just said that one.
Both of them?
She did. She just said that sentence. Is there a different sentence?
It's you will not find tall trees because the ground is frozen most of the year.
Okay, you won't find tall trees because the ground is frozen most of the year. So because the ground is frozen most of the year is another key detail that supports that few plants can grow in the cold Arctic climate. Okay, so we did the first two paragraphs together.
There's one that just says it.
Now I'm going to have you turn with your partner, and you and your partner need to underline the main idea in the next two paragraphs. So turn and talk with your partner and see if you can agree on the main idea.